Hello? Is this thing on? I know it's on. I know it's on. It's a thing people do. Okay, so, I finally made it. I'm finally here. Sorry it took such a long time to make this video, to really get on YouTube. It's just so much stuff going on, but I finally got around to doing it. I figured the first video would just be me answering all your questions because a lot of people have been coming to me with similar questions. So I figured it'd be a good way to let you guys know about me, but also let you guys know how I operate and give y'all some knowledge at the same time. So yeah, first question. Wisdom, where are you from? I'm from Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria and I lived there for 4 years, moved to Texas, lived in Dallas, College Station, and now Houston. Dallas, I pretty much lived in Carrollton, so I mean, around Dallas, whatever. If you don't know what College Station is, don't worry about it, you're fine. I always tell people I live in Houston, but realistically I live in Fulshire, which is like super country. Like, I'm not even making it up. You go 2 minutes to your left and there's cows in the middle of the road. But like, I don't feel like explaining, oh, you know, I live in Fulshire. Oh, where's that? A small little country, little town. I just say I live in Houston. Sometimes I do feel a little bit out of place here because it's country and I'm just not, but it's fine. But I deal with it. It's fine. It's not that bad.
I'm lying. It's horrible. I hate it here.
Next question. Where do I get my inspiration? Okay, so I like to draw inspiration from a wide variety of sources because I think versatility is very important. And also me naturally, I just can't stick to one thing. I just have so many interests in terms of like style and there's so many things that look appealing to me and things that I want to try. So I have a wide variety of sources. One of my biggest inspirations is a guy by the name of Felipe. His Instagram is Soy Raka. He's been inspiring me for years. I think since sophomore year of high school when I started getting into fashion and I was doing more of like streetwear and you know, those skinny jeans, sneaker, bomber jacket, like that was me freshman year. My style has definitely changed and developed since then. And I still draw inspiration from him till this day. He's been a big part of that. Another big point of inspiration for me is Hedi Slimane. He is the creative director of Celine. I am a big Celine fan. I love Celine. I'm a big Hedi Slimane fan too. And it's kind of weird because if you've ever seen a Celine runway show, every model looks like they could be like one of those TikTok boys that make POVs. Like they're all literally skinny, white, pasty with long hair. Like I probably would never model for Celine, but I love Celine. I love the look. I love the whole rock star thing that Hedi Slimane does. And I take a lot of inspiration from him in some of the things that I wear. He's definitely one of my favorite designers and one of my biggest inspirations. Also, Ben Cobb. Ben Cobb is a big inspiration for me. Recently, I discovered Ben Cobb recently. I haven't always known him, unlike Hedi Slimane and Soy Raka. In my opinion, he executes the whole 70s style perfectly. I mean, if you look at his Instagram, for example, you can tell he's a big fan of that. And also somebody who not just portrays that, but lives that way. And I just love that. I'm a big fan of just being able to sort of bring something from the past or exude or just sort of present yourself as you're from like a different time. It's just something I love about that, and he does it so well. So I'm a big fan of Ben Cobb. He's definitely been a big inspiration for me recently. But those are currently, I would say, my 3 biggest inspirations right now. Next question. Wisdom, how tall are you? If I had to make a list of the most frequently asked questions that I get, this would be number 3. I've actually been 6'4" my whole life. I came out the womb 6'4". My mom told me that when I was born, the doctors were surprised because, you know, my head came out and then, you know, the rest of me came out and they're pulling me out and I just kept coming out. Like they were like, what, why is he still going? You really don't have to look that up. I doubt they would even have the files with the, that's the truth. I'm not even making that up. That can't be something I make up. It's not a made up story. It's impossible. That's true. Next question. Wisdom, how do you build a solid wardrobe? Ooh, I like this one. Me personally, I'm still in the process of building my wardrobe. The cool thing about me doing a YouTube is I feel like in my current position, I'm still developing. It's not like I'm someone who has a particular style and you know, what I'm gonna do now is just sort of show you guys my style and basically just revolve around the same thing. I'm still developing, I'm still growing in this field. And so it's kind of cool because you guys in a way are able to see me grow and develop and just do all these things like as I'm going, which I think is pretty cool. But to get back to the question, definitely start with the basics. That's what I started with. It was around my freshman year when I decided to really start getting more into fashion. And I started off with more essential pieces, basic colors. I did a lot of neutral stuff, a lot of tans and beiges. Black pants are very important because with black pants, you can wear anything else with that. Black shoes as well, white shoes as well. Because with black or white shoes, you pretty much can throw anything else on there. So that's really what I did do when I first started getting into fashion. I did those basic things, and I definitely would start with the essentials first. Super important. Now, once you've built your essentials up, then you can start going out and buying statement pieces, which I'm in the process of doing right now, but at the same time, I'm also still finding myself looking for more essential pieces. I guess essentially you can never actually run out of them, or you can never really have too many of them, because with simple tones and simple colors, there's always stuff you can add on to that, you can build off of that, or you can just wear it on its own. So I still look for those things at the same time, but right now I'm in a stage where I'm mainly trying to find statement pieces, things to really heighten my look. But yes, I would definitely start with essentials and then from there move on to statement piece. Next question, Wisdom, are you single? Yes. Next question, Wisdom, what are you studying and what is your purpose in life? Wow. Okay, so right now I'm studying electrical engineering. I hate it, I don't like it, I don't want to be here, it's not my thing, get me out of it. I personally do not want to be studying this. It's more of a thing that my parents are making me do. I have no real interest in this. Not only that, I'm not playing to my strengths. Engineering is a lot of math, and math is one of my weakest skills, just overall.
Correction, the weakest.
So I'm not playing to my skills, definitely not playing to something that I care about or even like remotely. But it was either that or be a doctor. These are noble professions, these are great professions. These are professions that, it makes sense that your parents want you to do them. But at the same time, I have no interest for those things. So it's like, here we are. But yeah, that's what I'm studying. But what is my purpose in life? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Just turned 19 like 2 days ago. I don't know if I should have everything figured out yet. I would hope not. I do still have a lot of years left, hopefully, but I don't know. Next question, how do you afford clothes? This is a good one. This is one that I actually get quite often. I feel like I'm a bit misleading. I feel like people probably look at me and think, you gotta have money dripping like that. It's not true, but I do make money being an essay consultant, and then I also sell clothes. So yeah, that's pretty much how I make money. A lot of my stuff isn't really that expensive. It may seem like I have a lot of clothes, but here's the thing. I'm not someone who likes to get rid of their clothes so easily. I've been holding on to certain pieces of clothing since like 8th grade. Came to the realization at one point that I may not know how to style something now, but in the future, as I grow, as I develop, as I get more inspiration, I'm gonna know exactly how to wear that thing. So I don't get rid of stuff that often. The things that I do sell are stuff that I buy and resell. And I know that's probably gonna trigger a lot more questions like, okay, well, how do you wear things with what? How do you know? I'll answer it, trust me. Next question, can I have your children?
Believe it or not, this was one of the top 2 questions I was asked, and it wasn't number 2.
The answer is no, but thank you. Does your music taste inspire your style? Now, my music taste doesn't inspire my style, but I will say sometimes depending on what I'm wearing, I will want to listen to a particular genre of music. And typically the genre of music will correlate with whatever style I'm wearing. For example, most times if you ever catch me wearing like, ripped jeans, boots, the flannel, the whole sort of punk rock look, I'm probably listening to rock, metal, punk. But yeah, that's typically how that goes. Next question, where do you shop online? Believe it or not, I actually shopped online for the first time like last month. And that was because Fashion Nova contacted me and they were like, hey, we want you to pick 10 items from our site and we'll send them to you. So I was like, okay, I can do that. That was actually my first experience like being on a site, looking for clothes that I like and adding them to a cart and actually hitting like okay and checking out. So yeah, that was my first time online shopping. Next question, where do you shop in general? So different from the last question, this is more of just like where do I generally shop? I get asked a lot, where do you go to just buy stuff? Things have changed a lot though in how I shop recently. So like before college, literally, you know, when I was still in high school, the only time I was going out to shop was literally with my family. Like we'd go to the mall and we'd go to like, you know, Forever 21, H&M, like all that stuff. It's only been recently that I've been like independent and everything. And because of that, I've actually been going out on my own and buying things that I actually like. So I go to college in Texas State, which is in San Marcos, and is about, let's say, 40 minutes away from Austin, Texas. So I've discovered a lot of vintage stores in San Marcos and in Austin. One in Austin is called Flamingos. They have amazing vintage stuff. And another store, Vagabond, which is basically on campus, has some amazing vintage 80s, 90s, 70s stuff. It's just amazing. And that's one of my favorite places to go. I will say though, Vagabond is a one of one thing. Like Vagabond only exists in San Marcos. There's no Vagabond in like New York or LA. Like it's just there. And there's no like online shop for Vagabond. You literally just have to know where it is and go in there. But being on YouTube now, seeing how many of you guys want to know so much about like my style and things like that, it's actually giving me more incentives to want to go out and research and explore and look for more stuff. And I'm gonna look around, I'm gonna search for new things, and I'm gonna let you guys know what I find. And the last question, how do you have the confidence to wear what you wear? How do I have the confidence? It's weird, I kind of don't, but at the same time I kind of do. So if you ask me, confidence is like the most important thing when it comes to how you dress. You may look yourself in the mirror up and down and love the outfit, think you look amazing. But the moment you step out of your house and you don't have the right strut, you're not moving correctly, you're not gonna exude that same energy that you want to exude with what you're wearing. So confidence is key. If you don't feel confident in what you're wearing, I say don't wear it. Me personally, I struggle with my confidence sometimes, but it's a mental thing. I always have to remind myself every time I step out of the house, especially when I wear something that's like, you know, controversial, like a crop top, for example. You just have to believe that you look good. It's like really a mental thing because like, a lot of times you might put something on and then you immediately start thinking, oh, somebody's gonna look at this and think that, or look at this and think that. And one thing that's super important is just don't care so much about what other people think about what you're wearing. Just don't. Because the truth of the matter is, you can never please everyone. You can either choose to focus on the hundreds of people who don't like what you're wearing, or the thousands of people that do. Thousands of people that don't like what you're wearing, or the hundreds of thousands that do. The hundreds of thousands that don't like what you're wearing, or the millions that do. If you think you look good in whatever you're wearing, and you're confident in yourself, you feel good in whatever you're wearing, step out of the house. Don't worry about what anyone else is having to say about it. And those are the most frequently asked questions that you have had for me. Honestly, this is fun. I like doing this. I'm definitely gonna do a lot of like advice, a lot of how-tos. I definitely think I'm gonna start getting more into analyzing like certain styles, certain designers, and then also like how to wear certain things. I have so many ideas of stuff that I wanna do on here, but also let me know what you want to see me do because that's super important. But as more videos come out, I will definitely be giving my best advice, my best knowledge. I'm also going to be growing my knowledge with you guys. I'm going to be growing, and as I'm learning, I'm going to be sharing it. But thank you guys for watching my first video if you made it this far. But yeah, subscribe and all that good stuff. Peace. Ta-da.